Hey everyone, real quick, obviously this is a video about the Dior Privee collection. I intended to make one giant video on the whole series of Privee collection. It was very long, so I decided to chop it up into a few different videos. I didn't plan to do that initially, so it's going to start and stop a little abruptly. This is the first video of the series, and I'll release one every day up until it finishes. So stay tuned this week for the rest of the series. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy. Hey fragrance family, I'm David, I'm a fragrance pro. Today I wanted to do a special video that kind of talks about the Dior Privee line as a whole. I'm going to go through and do mini reviews and kind of explain what they are and what they're like, and kind of give a first impression and overview of the whole line. Now the Dior Privee line is Dior's highest and best as far as quality and price, and it's one of my favorite lines. Period. They're really great scents, and Dior has done a great job with these. It started in 2004 with 3, Bois d'Argent, Eau Noire, and Cologne Blanche, and 2 of those have already been discontinued. Bois d'Argent is still there, and it's a fantastic fragrance. But they've slowly been adding new fragrances to the line and taking some away that I guess don't sell as much. These scents are very high quality. They are really skillfully made, and they seem like they're modern interpretations of classical fragrances through perfume history. Now these fragrances are only available in 2 different places, either online at Dior.com or at Dior boutiques. Now I really recommend that you buy these at a Dior boutique. For the biggest reason is, you get to talk to an actual person. They're very highly knowledgeable, and in my experience, they don't seem like they're very pushy. Now that could all be just my personal experience of the person that I usually talk to. But the second reason that I really recommend it is they give you really nice freebies. If you go on their web store, they actually do give you a little freebie with every purchase. But if you go to the Dior boutique, they'll give you these minis. And these minis are really cool. They look almost exactly like the actual bottles that they come in. And these are 7.5 milliliters of juice inside. It's just a screw-on cap right there. And they'll give you a number of these depending on what size fragrance you get from the Privee line. Now the line comes in 3 different sizes. There is 125 ml, which is right here. This is my wife's bottle of Cologne Royale. So you can see that. There's a 250 ml, which I'll open it real quick here and show you the bottle right here. And for size comparison, I'll show you next to the 125 ml. Now I can't show you the 450 ml bottle, but I do have the 250 ml, and it's almost twice as big as that. Now, as I mentioned before, the prices of these are on the high side, but to me they're not unreasonable. They're not stratospheric, which they could be. They could really price these really high. The 125 ml is $210, the 250 ml bottle is $300, and the 450 ml bottle is $420. Now overall, very high, but I think that is reasonable for what you're getting, and especially if you get into the higher sizes, they really scale back the dollars per mil there. These prices are subject to change, of course, and these reflect the 2016 prices on the day of this recording. Now all of these scents have kind of a history and backstory and purpose of what they're made for, and I'll let you go online to Dior's website and go check that out if you like. And on their website they feature 3 main accords for each scent. Some of them make sense. Some of them kind of don't make sense. Now talking about performance, I'm not going to give specifics about each particular one, but I will say that almost universally, these are really good with performance. They last a long time, at least 8 hours on some of the lighter ones, and some of the beastlier ones I've had last 24. Now as I've mentioned before, they have discontinued several from their line. Some of them were really good, and some of them were okay. And I'd like to talk about some of the discontinued fragrances first. Let's start with Eau Noire, the first of the discontinued series. It started with the launch of the Dior Privee line. The main 3 accords that Dior lists for this is lavender, thyme, and licorice. Now Eau Noire is perhaps one of the best that's been discontinued. I really like this one, and maybe it's just because I like the smell of licorice, I like the taste of licorice, and maybe it was discontinued because most people don't. I have no idea. But to me, this is a really dark, black, gourmand fragrance with a lot of spicy notes in there. A lot of times licorice scents go on the sweet side, and this has a tiny bit of sweetness in there, but it's more so on the spicy side, and it does have kind of that molassesy, sticky quality that really good black licorice has. I definitely do get lavender. I don't think it's a lavender bomb, but it's there. And it works really well with the licorice. As far as thyme, I'm not exactly sure if I get thyme. Maybe that's the spicy quality that I get in there. I really love this scent. It's really a shame that it was discontinued because I really want a bottle. This is also on the masculine side, I think. Really good scent. Next is Mitza, and its primary 3 accords are cinnamon, frankincense, and coriander. Now this was another really good fragrance from the Dior line that was discontinued, and it's kind of sad that it was because it was a really special scent. The cinnamon in this is fantastic, and it is actual cinnamon. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times whenever we smell cinnamon or taste cinnamon in things, it's not actually cinnamon, it's actually cassia. And that's an inferior ingredient that kind of has a Red Hots or spicy cinnamon candy type of taste or smell. But actual cinnamon smells like cinnamon. And that cinnamon was very apparent in this. It was mixed really well with the frankincense, and it came across as a spicy, ambery incense fragrance, and it was really good. I think this was a great unisex scent. I think men and women both could wear this a lot. Fantastic for the winter months, but it was really good, and if you can try it, please do. Next is Vetiver, and its main accords are vetiver and coffee, but mostly vetiver. Now this is a really simple fragrance that really just smells like vetiver, and that might be one of the reasons why it was discontinued. It's not my personal favorite, but it is a deep, dark, rooty, earthy vetiver. If you're a vetiver lover, it's definitely worth getting. For everyone else, it might not be worth it. It was pretty one note, literally and figuratively. It was also very masculine and really strong. Really good for the cooler months, I think. Next is Grand V, and its main accords are lemon, pine, and thyme. It's very recently discontinued. As of right now, you can still probably find this at Dior stores and boutiques and on their website, as of this recording and release anyway. To me, this smells like an elevated version of very classic eau de colognes. If you smelled Acqua di Parma Colonia, I think you might know what I'm talking about. It has a very herbal, citrusy component to it, and it's on the sharp side of citrusy. A lot of the older style eau de colognes, back in especially in like the 50s, they were on the sharper side, on the herbal side. This is done better than that, I think, and that pine really adds kind of this interesting quality to the whole mix. It's very interesting. It has some nice citrusy green bitterness in there. It's still very good, and I still really like it a lot. It is, I think, on the masculine side, and very good for the warmer weather. Next is milly-la-foret, and the main 3 accords in this were mandarin, white musk, and neroli. Now this is very much a sleeper hit within the Dior line, I think. It's newly discontinued, so you can still find this available in Dior stores and online. Now this really reminds me of Dior's take on a fragrance similar to Neroli Portofino. Now Dior came out with milly-la-foret before Tom Ford did with Neroli Portofino, but they both share a common lineage in that they both smell similar to a fragrance that came out in the 1700s by Maurer and Wurtz called 4711. It's an eau de cologne that's still available. It's around $10, $15, something like that for a big old thing of it. This seems to be Dior's take on that kind of style. It is a soapy, clean, citrusy scent. Smells great. And if you like soapy scents, worth your time. Really worth your time. Now it's slightly pink juice, and there is a definite floral component to this, but I don't think it's necessarily feminine. I think it's more in the unisex realm, and I think men could really wear this easily. Now the last of their discontinued fragrances is another one of their initial 3 offerings. It's called Cologne Blanche, and the main accords in that are rosemary, almond, and citrus. And I haven't gotten to try that one. That one's definitely harder to find. It does not share a resemblance to Cologne Royale from what I understand, but I haven't smelled that one, so I can't say what that one's like. But since it's discontinued, I guess it doesn't even matter. So that's all I have for this video on the Dior Privee line. Let me know what you've tried down below and which ones you like and which ones you hate down in the comments down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. I'll love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm David with the Fragrance Pros.